Let's look at using the warp stabilizer effect to minimize shaky footage taken through using our mobile phones. So I'm creating a new project, just calling it warp stabilizer, and OK. And I'm going to import two clips. You can find these clips on Blackboard. They are no motion and smooth motion. I'm going to drag across smooth motion first to create a new sequence. Now what smooth motion is, it's just me zooming in up on my cat very slowly. But as you can see on the right in the program monitor, it is fairly shaky, just moving my cursor along. I'll play it through as well. So you can see it's shaky around the edges, deliberately so. Now we're going to use the warp stabilizer effect to try and minimize that shaky footage. So I'm going to copy smooth motion again onto my timeline, but with the second clip I'm applying the warp stabilizer effect. So if I go to my effects down here and just type in the search text box warp and drag across warp stabilizer onto the second clip. And I've got my effect controls up here. You can see that the warp stabilizer is analyzing the footage to apply a stabilization. Just takes a bit of time. The result here determines what type of stabilization we're going to use. And this one's smooth motion. And the smoothness, you can adjust this, is set to 50%. We're using smooth motion because we are zooming in on our cat. So we do want some motion, however, we want to smooth out that motion so it's not jumping around. So that's done now. Now, I'll just quickly go through our original and I'll just play it back at all. So this is a shaky footage. The second clip will contain our stabilized footage. And as you can see, it's a lot smoother. It feels a little bit surreal. And you can adjust this smoothness as well, so you can have less or more smoothing depending on what effect you're looking for. So that's our first clip using smooth motion as a result here. Now we're going to go back to the project and we're going to drag across no motion. And we'll do that twice. The first clip we won't apply the effect, the second one we will. So with no motion, I just wanted a stable shot of my cat here. However, it is a little bit shaky. I'll just play it through. You see there's a little bit of shake. So I'm going to try and correct that with the second clip. So using the stabilizer effect again, in effects, warp stabilizer, apply it to the fourth clip now. But this time, instead of smooth motion, we want to make it no motion. And what you'll find is that we do zoom in on the cat a bit. The video is scaled upwards. So clicking that on no motion. So the shot should be entirely stable now. Just wait for the analyzing to be completed. It's done now. So play it through. This is the original clip. And now the modified clip. You see we have zoomed in on the cat. And it is very stable. And the other thing you might want to look at, particularly when you're looking at smooth motion, is the method. Generally, you can just stick with subspace warp. That's not a problem. But you might want to experiment with this position depending on what effect you're looking for. And that's how we stabilize footage using the warp stabilizer.